% higher in trade. Kunal Shah of LKP Securities and Avinash Gorakshekhar of Profit Mart join in right now with their thoughts. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Thanks for joining in. Great analysis there. Okay, Kunal Shah of LKP with us. Kunal, good having you. It's been a while that we've spoken to you, so good having you today. How do you view the market? It seems a bit exhausted at these 24,300, 400 kind of levels. Would you initiate any trades on either of the indices, Nifty or the Bank Nifty?
Good afternoon, Neeraj. Yeah, definitely. If you look at the markets, the broader markets in the last at least a week or so had been consolidating in a broad range. These were the large cap stocks, specifically the private banks and the likes of Reliance and Bharti Airtel, which were pushing up the markets over on the higher end. So clearly it was the headline index which was showing strength, but the broader markets were still consolidating. Yes, we have seen again fresh bit of buying in PSUs after a long time. So again, PSUs have run up quite a lot in the last 2 to 3 days. Yes, the undertone for the markets on the higher end, there is some resistance which is placed at 24,400 or 24,500 mark. But it is the part on Reliance. I think Reliance is something which is looking very strong on the charts, and probably that would support the markets as well. So it's a mixed view where your broader markets are not showing a lot of strength, but your headline index is showing a lot of strength. So for Nifty, 24,200, 24,150. This is a very strong demand zone. If you get into that zone, utilize that zone to buy, and again we can see some rally toward 24,500 again on the upside, which is the resistance zone. For the Bank Nifty index, the support is at 52,000, 51,800 zone. With the kind of fall what HDFC Bank has given in the last 3 days, that is where Bank Nifty has become weak. But I think if you get fall toward that support zone, again for the Bank Nifty, it will be a buy for me for targets of 53,000 on the upside. So Bank Nifty is still in a wait and watch situation. It's Nifty which is getting nearer to that support zone. If you get into that support zone, again initiate a long with a target of 24,500 on the upside.
Sure, Kunal. Now that's super interesting. So while you still believe that there's still some upside left for the Bank Nifty all the way up to 53, what's your sense with regard to which stocks will lead that Nifty bank rally to 53 if at all it were to come?
See, I think Axis is looking very strong on the chart perspective. So I think Axis Bank is something where the bullish view still continues. The stock is trading in a clear-cut uptrend where higher high, high low formations are still intact. 1285 is somewhere the stock is trading. The support is placed at 1245. So continue riding your long positions. Even in fact, you can initiate fresh positions even at the current level. Looking for targets of 1320 to 1360 on the upside on the near term. So this is one stock which is looking very positive on the chart.
Okay, excellent. And just with regard to your picks, Kunal, just to get that out of the way.
So first thing, as I mentioned, that Nifty to continue on the rally on the upside, Reliance participation will be strong. So constructively bullish on Reliance on the technical charts. It has given a flag and pole formation, and there's a breakout it's on the verge of the breakout. So clear cut, we will see a good momentum building up in Reliance going forward. So one can initiate long at the current levels for Reliance, keeping a stop loss of 3090 on the downside and looking for targets of 3200 to 3200 to 3220 on the upside. So Reliance is something which is looking very strong. The second, again from the PSU packs that looks very good is ONGC. I think after a brief period of consolidation, the stock has given a strong breakout on the charts. There is volume-based buying, what we have seen in the stock as well. So this is a stock which is likely to surpass its all-time high level. One can initiate long at the current levels, keeping a stop loss of 279 and looking for a targets of 302 on the upside.
Okay, excellent. So those are of course stocks on our radar today. But
Kunal, last 2 days from a Lupin to an Oro to a Lotus, all of them have had 2 days of an up move. Are any of them near key resistances or key breakout levels? Any thoughts? Any calls?
Yeah, I think firstly, Neil, I talk on the pharma index. So I think pharma index, after a brief period, we have seen some buying momentum which has resumed in the last 2 to 3 sessions. If you look at the overall pharma chart as well, the chart on the long-term time frame is still trading in a broader uptrend where high low formations are still intact. So I think this uptrend is likely to continue and extend where I expect the pharma index to go towards the mark of at least 21,000 in the very near term. So even from the current levels, if you look at 600 points on the upside on the index is still pending. So clear cut, the momentum is very, very strong on the index perspective. Yes, there are certain stocks which have ran up too quickly. Specifically, if I look at either Auro Pharma or whether it's a Lupin or whether it's a Sun Pharma, yes, the breakout has been very strong. They have surpassed their previous resistance and swing high as well. So I think this momentum is likely to continue on the upside for the entire sector and for the entire space as well. So nothing as such where I see some resistance coming in. Only one stock which I would like to highlight over here is Sun Pharma. So Sun Pharma on the higher end, just the immediate resistance is at 1580, currently trading at 1566. So once that 1580 is also taken out, we can expect even further rally on the higher side towards 1630, 1640 zone. So clear cut, it's in a bullish momentum, whether it's mid cap or whether it's large cap. I think everywhere you will see that my momentum continue in the entire pharma space.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. Okay.
Kunal, let me come to you just with regard to a couple of names that Agam mentioned, especially the one that really stood out for me and is standing out in markets today is HDFC Bank. What's the sense like now on charts? It was, in fact, till early this week, it was going great guns with most analysts suggesting a buy. So what's really changed now, and what's your position on it?
Yeah, I think if you look at the charts on the higher end, the resistance was at 1720, 1730 zone. And since today it is going to be a weekly close, on the weekly chart, it has formed an shooting star pattern, or you can say an inverted hammer at the top, which is generally a negative reversal pattern. So for me, now the resistance is very strong on the higher end. If you get any pullbacks into the stock, utilize that to sell the stock. So for me, the resistance is now placed at 1700, 1710 zone. So if you get a pullback over there to those levels, again, that could be an opportunity to create a short. Again, looking for downside targets of 1640 to 1620 on the downside.
Okay. Well, and Kunal, a quick thought on RIL 3180, 3181. Is there a trade here?
See, definitely Neeraj actually spoke on the start of the show as well. My two calls, one was Reliance and one was ONGC. So I think both have started to move up. As I mentioned, Reliance is a flat breakout on the technical charts. So I think, yes, the moves are still pending. What I expect for Reliance is 3220 on the upside in the very short term. So continue holding your long positions. And even if it holds below 3220, it can even go to 3300 on the upside.
Well, Reliance Industries and big mover today, Harsh, both of all upstream names actually showing a lot of spunk. Reliance, of course, might have other reasons around telcos too, but both of them have done really well.
Yeah, Kunal, we're literally 3 minutes from closing. Top BTST, STBT idea strategies. Of course, we have a weekend in front of us.
See, I think the oil and gas space looks very attractive to me, and I think there is further momentum that could build up here. So for me, the BTST would be GAIL. The stock has seen a good base formation on the lower end, and the stock has been trading in a good uptrend. It's on the verge of a breakout as well. So 223 is where the stock is currently trading. One can initiate a long at the current levels only, keeping a stop loss of 218 on the downside, and upside looking for targets of 230 to 236 on the upside.
Anything else, Kunal, or is this the only one?
Only one.
Only one. Fair call. Gentlemen, Kunal as well as Avinash, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time out and being with us today and giving us your thoughts.